Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how I tint and wax my brows. First off, I'm going to sanitize my hands just to make sure I'm all clean, and please excuse those nails. So I'm going to go in with a pre-wax gel on some cotton pads, and this is just going to cleanse the brow area, make sure it's free of dirt, oil, and to allow the tint to stick to my hairs and skin properly. I've already mapped out my brows, so what I'm going in now is my tint. I mix black and brown together. I don't like them too dark, and I'm basically working in with a nice fine brush and a small amount of tint all along my hairs and keeping inside of the lines that I've mapped out. I just like to cover all the hairs first, and obviously the skin, and then I start to go backwards through the brow. This is just to really get to the root of the hair and to make sure that the tint is really grabbing onto each individual hair, and I just really massage it through all those hairs. What I like to do next is just take any extra tint and basically create more coverage on the areas that are a little bit more patchy with less hair. I'm going to literally continue the same thing on the other brow, so offloading the tint onto my hairs, just basically colouring in inside the lines that I have mapped out for the shape that I want my brow to be, and then backwards through the brow again. For the front of the brow, it's the same thing, just offloading at the bottom this time and just really lightly buffing up through the front of the brow. I don't really like a really blocky brow. I like it to be a little bit more faded, so I'm not kind of joining it right to the lines. I'm like offloading a majority of the product at the bottom and then really lightly buffing upwards, basically dabbing the brow. And it's waxing time. So I'm going in my wax, I'm offloading it underneath my brow, stretching the skin as I go, and I'm just offloading that product all over, ensuring I'm getting all the hairs that I want to remove, and I'm really working that wax in underneath the brow. This part was a little bit tricky because my skin is a little bit looser on this area, so I couldn't get it nice and straight. In with my wax strip, I'm going to push it down into the wax and stretch the skin and pull against the hair growth, and continue this right across until all the wax is removed. Make sure you push your wax strip in so that it connects basically with the wax, and then you're pulling against the hair growth, and always stretch the skin. Any leftover wax, I'm just going in with a clean waxing strip and I'm removing little bits of wax for a more cleaner finish on the brow. Same on top. So stretching the skin and working that wax right down to my brow for a nice defined brow, and ensuring that the wax is nice and even the whole way across. And then I did lose the clip there to wax that off, so I'll show you on the next brow. I'm basically doing the same on this brow, offloading my wax underneath the brow, nice and close to the underneath of my brow for a defined brow. And then I'm going to do the top of this brow all at one go. So offloading my wax along the top of the brow and working it down towards the tail. There's no right or wrong way of where you apply your wax first. It's just applying it right and removing it. So again, onto removal. Remember, always pushing your strip into your wax, and stretch the skin and pull away from the direction of the hair growth, and same on top, pushing in and pulling away from the direction of the hair growth. And same again at the front here. If you don't have wax in your brow, you don't need to worry about removing any hairs. If you get wax in areas that you don't want to remove hairs, you do not wax it off with a strip. Go in with after wax gel. I'm just basically going over the eye here. I'm not hurting my eye or holding a lot of pressure. Just removing any wax. Center of the brow, same again. Offloading your wax into the center, right towards the front of the brow, and placing my waxing strip down, push that right into the skin, and I'm pulling down towards my nose. Don't forget to stretch that skin. And then the little bits that are close to my brow heads, I'm just going in with a clean strip and popping it off. I did have a spot here, that's why you can see a tiny little bit of blood. It's only because there was a little bit of broken skin there. And then literally just finishing off with some after wax gel and buffing that right through the eye and through the hairs, just to ensure that any tint that I wanted to remove is removed. Same on the other brow, and then I like to brush up with a little mascara wand just to keep them nice and fluffy. And this is the finished brows. One brow is obviously a little bit patchier than the other, so that's why I always wear makeup, but I like to tint them to give a nice finish for day to day. Hope you enjoyed.